Hello YouTube family. It's been a while and I'm overdue for an update. I should have done our 3-year update at the end of March, which I totally intended to, but we had a lot of things going on and it's really hard to get time alone to do anything that I need to do, but I finally told myself that I better get it up before she's 4. So yes, it's late at night, almost 1 o'clock in the morning Central Time. I am in my closet because everyone else is asleep and I did not want to disturb them. So I apologize for that. I'm also in my pajamas, so apologize for that as well. My hair is not greasy. I mean, it's oily right now because I put some oil treatment in it. So that's why it looks greasy, but it's not grease, I promise. It's hair oil that I made myself. And if you can't tell, I finally cut my hair. I had a lot of damage at the bottoms, and I wanted to cut it off, and I started it at this level, and it's much better being short. Now I had to go back and rewatch my 2-year update video because I couldn't remember exactly what I had talked to you guys about, so I have my notes here. First thing that I would update you guys on is the speech therapy. Once we got to Vernon, got settled, we got her into speech therapy at the local hospital, and I don't want to say that it was working, because it wasn't that she was talking and was not pronouncing words. She just was not talking, and there was really no way to get her to talk. Like, the therapist took a whole month just for Riley to even not scream and cry with her, and it just seemed like they were just playing. And I'm not as professional in that area, so I don't know, but it seemed like she was picking up more words at home with her brothers than she was at speech therapy. So we made the decision that there's not a speech therapist in the world that's going to make her talk. And if she had the problem where she was talking but not pronouncing words correctly, then of course we would have kept her and let that happen. But she's talking now. Last summer, like I said, she had a lot of exposure with her brothers, and she picked up the language, and she's talking a lot now. She's asleep, obviously, or else she'd be climbing all over me, interrupting me. So I'll try to put a updated picture of her as the thumbnail for this video. Breastfeeding. My last video, I said that she had just turned 2. I had a goal of age 2 to nurse her. I succeeded, and I've passed that goal. She's still nursing, and it's been really hard to wean her. If you try to withhold it from her, she just screams bloody murder, and I don't know, it's not worth the fight. I've read books on the weaning process, and a lot of the ones that I read said just let her do it on her own, don't force her. So I'm not forcing her to stop, but she doesn't really nurse that much. It's usually first thing in the morning, maybe once during the day, twice at most, and then at night. And of course, if she gets upset, then she wants to comfort nurse. But anyway, I don't know. It's better than just giving her cow's milk, if you ask me. My last video, we had just moved to Vernon, and I believe I talked about us moving from Alaska to Vernon, and we bought a home. We ended up, in my last video, I talked about we were just going to put in an above-ground swimming pool, but we ended up putting in an in-ground swimming pool, and June 3rd was actually a year to the day that they broke ground, so we didn't even get to enjoy it for a full year. We did get to enjoy it. why I say that is because we have moved again. This time we're much closer to family. My parents are 30 minutes away. I have a sibling. It's just funny because we live in Texas, and I don't know how many of you are familiar with Interstate 20, but it goes from, I think it's from El Paso, it's at Interstate 10, turns into Interstate 20, and it goes into Dallas. So it kind of goes across. And all of my siblings and my parents live off of towns that are off of I-27. I mean I-20. But my parents, it's my parents. My little sister is like 9 miles away. It's 23, 25, but because we live on the other side of Sweetwater, it's 30 minutes. And then on the other direction, my younger sister lives in Big Spring, where we used to live. And then my oldest sister lives in Midland, I think. So anyway, if you're familiar with Texas, you could see. I thought it was pretty cool. Why are we moving again? We bought the house because we intended to stay there. We installed the in-ground swimming pool because we intended to stay there. But the hospital had other plans. They gave us a 5-year contract. So even if we only fulfilled the contract and left, we knew we would have 5 years of a swimming pool. We knew we'd have 5 years of living in a home. But after a year there, they decided to terminate his contract without cause, which means you didn't do anything to cause us to terminate you, but we're going to let you go. And their reason that they gave, that they put in the newspaper, was that they couldn't afford him. But, you know, I have my comments about that stuff, and I'll put them in a later video, but I don't want to say anything I might regret, at least right now, because we still have a house to sell in Vernon. But there's a lot of things happening in Vernon. The newspaper, that's the big story right now. The newspaper, out of retaliation to the Vernon College, because, I'll just give you a quick synopsis. Vernon College has a campus in Vernon, but they also have a campus in Wichita Falls. Well, the Vernon Daily Record put in an article about Vernon College giving and sending all of their money to Wichita Falls. And so in retaliation to that, the college just withdrew their advertising with the newspaper. So in retaliation to that, the newspaper decided that they were going to print everybody's salary. And it wasn't just a generic, doctors make this, RNs make this, policemen make this. It was specific to the name, the department, how much per hour or how much per year. And they did that for Vernon College, for I think the school districts. They did it for the police station, fire station, all the city employees, and of course the hospital that my husband, I'm going to say was working, because he's got 3 more days there and then he'll be done. Anyway, so they've got a lot of their own issues to worry about. I don't need to add any of that, but we were pretty upset about having to move again. I will say that, because, you know, they told us that they would give us 5 years, and they didn't. So they gave him 4 months notice. That was in February, so June 27th is his last day. He did take a month off between end of May and end of June, so we could move to our new location, which is Sweetwater. Like I've already mentioned, it's just down the road from my parents. It's a perfect location. The facility, the hospital, is beautiful. It's totally remodeled. I mean, everything, every department it's beautiful. I was a little shocked, because I guess I never had a good or bad opinion about Rolling Plains Memorial Hospital, and the only part I ever saw was the ER, and that was years ago. But anyway, we're excited to be here. We are very excited to be here, and we did go ahead and buy another house. We're not going to put in a swimming pool right away, but that's not because we don't want to be here, because we do. It's because we want to sell like our house in Vernon and pay off some more of our debt before we add more. So, you know, we don't want to be dumb about the way we spend our money. So that's all that's going on right now. The house is mostly unpacked. Square footage wise, it's smaller than the house we got, and Riley had her own playroom with all her toys to fit, and she doesn't have that here, so we've had to get rid of a lot of stuff and try to force in whatever we didn't want to get rid of into a corner for bedroom. But anyway, that's just a side note. Her sleeping schedule, it's still not 100%. These last few days, she's fallen asleep. She actually fell asleep before midnight this time, but usually last night, the night before last, she didn't fall asleep till after 3 in the morning in the night. But it's been kind of 1 o'clock in the morning. She's fallen asleep, waking up between 11:30 and 12. But there'll be times when we'll be totally night shift awake or totally day shift awake. But the day shifts are rare, and it's fine. I don't work outside the home, so like I said, that's not a major deal. Sometimes it gets hard, but you know, you do what you do. You do what you got to do. The rash that she had gotten, that I talked about in her 2-year video, after the one on her feet, it went away. So I don't know if it was something in that rental house that they put us in for a month that caused it, and some of that transferred to some of our stuff, but then it got washed away, but she never broke out again. So no idea what that was. My weight, I'd like to say that I went back to my pre-pregnancy weight, but I haven't. I started losing weight and was doing good, but then just staying home, I think being awake at night, eating bad foods, my schedule was just so crazy, so my body didn't know when I'm awake, when I'm asleep, so it probably slowed my metabolism down, and then I'm eating whenever I can eat, so I'd say I put on some weight, but I'm going to try to get back on getting that back down. I just wanted to get the move out of the way, kind of get settled here before. I think my date to start is June 1st. The only other thing I talked about was my trigger finger, which it did get repaired. We ended up having a doctor he's in Altus, Oklahoma, but he saw patients in Vernon, so he fixed my problem. Can't even see the scar. He had made the cut right there, so you can't even see the scar, but it did get infected though, and I don't know how, because I kept it clean. But my husband, he's a surgeon, he knows, and he said it was not anything I did. It was deeper, like maybe their surgical equipment or somebody was not 100% sterile. I don't know, but anyway, my husband, we put me on antibiotics. We used medical grade honey to heal it, and then I didn't have any problems. Now it's fine. And I think that's it. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I think I'd like to do another giveaway. I've noticed that I have about 307 subscribers, so I'm thankful that none of you have left me, especially since I hardly ever make any videos. Now, with my daughter, it's usually just lack of time. I don't think my life's that interesting to be recording it for you guys, and I just don't know. I don't know. I'm the kind of person that I'm not just gonna do something, but if you ask me to, I will. Because if you want to know something, you'll ask me. But I don't know. Maybe I'll try to do more videos. I don't know. Maybe a tag video so you guys can get to know me a little better beyond the infertility and my daughter. things are going well here so far. John's official start date for Roland Plains Memorial Hospital is July 2nd. So he's excited, we're excited. It's already benefited itself from us living so close to my family. A week or so ago, maybe a week, 2 weeks ago, there was some storms that came through, and for some reason they just dissipate over Sweetwater and then reform on either side. So my parents got a really bad storm and it knocked out their electricity for 2 days, I think, and so they were able to come and stay with us because we didn't get anything. We got a lot of wind, but no damage like they got, and so they were able to come and stay with us, so that really helped. And then today, my older sister who lives in Malin, Odessa area, she came to my parents today, and she hadn't been by in a while, so I hadn't seen her for a while, so we drove over to see her. So it's nice. And my other sister that lives in Big Spring, she'll drive over here. Now it's just an hour away, so that's nothing to come and spend weekends with us. So the family support is really what we were missing in Vernon. That was technically really what we were missing everywhere else we lived. So I'm really glad that we are here, and I really hope that we stay here and not move. I don't want to go. The house we bought is brand new. We just happened to be needing a house at the right moment, and the builder is a member of the hospital board, I believe. So when John came in, did his interview, he told him it was pretty much done when we first saw it. I mean, everything was pretty much done except, some details, the carpet and all that wasn't done. So he was getting ready to put it up for sale, and we did look at other homes, but a lot of them needed work or were just too big. We don't need a home that big. So this one is the one we decided on, mainly because it's brand new, and a new home shouldn't have any of the problems that you would have with a used home. A lot of the used homes that we did see, they had done some remodeling, but there was still a lot to do in those homes, and I guess we don't want to mess with that. We can't. We have a toddler, and she's kind of demanding. But things are going well here. We don't really have any major plans. I mean, we're going to be going to Lake Travis in July with our family, I guess for vacation this year. John's not going to go, but he's going to go for the weekends. It's for a full week, but he's going to go in the beginning and then at the end, because he just started a new job and he doesn't want to take off for it. I mean, I'm sure they would have let him take off, but he didn't want to worry about that. So that's really it. Riley's 3, and let me see, March, April, May. She's fixing to be on the 30th. 3 years and 3 months. I guess that's it. I'm sorry for the videos being so long. I haven't talked to you guys or gave you updates. I apologize. But I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for sticking with me. If I can get to 400 subscribers, or when I get to 400 subscribers, then I would like to do a giveaway just to say thank you for hanging in there with me. And there's no plans in our future to try for another child via IVF. The embryo that we had, of course, that I mentioned a while back, didn't work, and I don't know, with as much time as Riley takes, I don't think I could handle another child, actually. But anyway, thank you so much. I hope you're doing well, and take care, and have a good day. Bye-bye.